The lineup for the final of BGT 2025 is officially complete as the final live semi-final of Britain's Got Talent Series 18 took place with 8 final acts competing for the last 2 spots in the final, and it was a jam-packed episode. KSI joined the panel for the first time since the audition stages, where he pressed his golden buzzer, and it was a superb episode and probably the most surprising results in quite a while in terms of the last few weeks for BGT, especially for the live shows as well. So we've got a lot to talk about in this week's recap and review of Britain's Got Talent semi-finals number 5. So let's get straight into the video. So guys, as you know by now, Saturday night was the 5th and final live semi-final for Britain's Got Talent for another year. I can't believe it is ending so soon. It's absolutely crazy to think that we've only got about a few, not long actually. So it's just crazy to think that will be gone for another series, but it will hopefully come. It will definitely come back next year, which I'm very excited to see. I am hoping it comes back, or at least starts in February. I'm hoping to have the release date in February because I really liked the idea of having it in February because we got longer BGT having it every week basically. Which I really liked. Every Saturday night, I thought we got long episodes. We got, which I really enjoyed. But yeah, it was the 5th semi-final. We had KSI on the panel as a guest, where he got the chance to press the golden buzzer, which was awesome. And yeah, I really enjoyed this episode. So we're not going to do too much talking right now. We're just going to jump straight through into the review, and I'll give my thoughts on the eject, of course. And we'll go from there, basically. So kicking off the night, we had Jerry Pop, who in the audition performed a dance routine to Boom Shakalaka, Yeah by Usher, and Jump Around by House of Pain. Basic and all of that, which KSI, which I must admit, I was definitely surprised to see him in the semi-finals, if I'm honest with you. So, but it was a very pleasant treat as well to see him in that lineup. So here's basically for the semi-finals. He basically did a kind of school graduation themed kind of dance routine, accompanied by several backup dancers, and his own dancing ability was hammered by a broken ankle because he mentioned that he actually injured his ankle. Basically, not too long before the show. So I gotta give him some credit due to the circumstances he was in. He did it to Rock This Party, You Can't Touch This, MC Hammer, Boom Boom Boom, and just and other few songs I wasn't too familiar with. Alicia mentioned that when they first met him, they fell in love with him, and because they loved his character and personality. And Simon said if he thought the whole thing was like a show, and I think I will admit, I think I think on further inspection, when I rewatched the performance back, I do feel like it was a bit of a downgrade from the previous audition. But I will say, I think his ankle was kind of got in the way of the performance, which of course you can't blame him. So I got give him some full credibility for the circumstances that the kid was in. But I even he's not, even though he may not be the strongest dancer in the competition, he's just got so much charm and personality with him, which I just loved, and that's what I loved about his audition, because he was a decent dancer, but he had this personality to him which I really liked, and that's what made me think that's what made me like him so much. And so yeah, I do think, but although I do think it was a bit of a step down from the auditions, I still really enjoyed it. It was still a very solid start to the show, and I did enjoy it, actually. It was a solid start to the show. Then we had basically we had Dance with the Star singer CJ Emmons, and quite frankly, I thought this was the best performance of the entire night. Out of all the performances, this was by leaps and bounds for me the best performance of the night. So CJ Emmons, he mentioned he is a backup singer from Dancing with the Stars, and he knew Bruno because he's over there as well. And in the audition, he performed "I Will Always Love You" by Whitney Houston, and his audition. Sorry, but I just thought I heard something there. His audition absolutely blew me away. From the moment he performed that song, I just got legit goosebumps, especially because I feel like he had not been given a shot performing. Hang on, just shut my window quickly. It's a bit dark out there, folks. So give me a second. Okay, we are back, everybody. So, as I mentioned, CJ, so he performed "I Will Always Love You" by originally by Dolly Parton, but he covered by Whitney Houston, and he blew me away. But this performance he did for the semi-finals, oh my god, this was just absolute knockout. So he performed "It's a Man's World" by James Brown. Absolutely love that song. It's a song I've heard many times on the radio, and on it's been done on The Masked Singer with Faith Evans and BGT last 2 years ago with Gamal John, and oh my goodness, how he absolutely tore the house down. It was just, this for me was probably the best vocal performance of the entire season, and it was just so amazing. KSI mentioned, literally, I was honestly shocked he didn't get the golden buzzer after this. I was just like, if that guy did not. I was just absolutely shocked he didn't get it because I thought he was so good. KSI basically mentioned that he blew everybody away. Um, Bruno mentioned that he was so proud of him, and he always knew he had it in him, and he proved it. And also, just we've got nothing else to say other than he was just absolutely outstanding. His voice is just, and the notes that he was hitting. Oh my god! I literally got goosebumps watching the whole performance, watching it. We were watching it live. It just I really hope he goes on to like do so many good things because with him being a backup singer for Dance of the Stars, he's basically it's such a big show and a big stage, but you're not really seeing much of it. But I really hope in maybe a few months' time he starts releasing music and all that stuff because he has got such a God-given talent. This was just an absolute knockout performance and arguably for me the best performance of the entire. Honestly, out of all the singers, this for me was easily the best vocal performance of the entire season. He was just outstanding. He was like, I am just honestly, he just blew me away. I just couldn't be more happy he did what he did because he just did this song justice, absolutely justice. We're going to move on now because he was just amazing. And then we had KSI's golden buzzer given out to Harry Moulding, the magician, all the way from Blackpool. And literally, I mentioned in the auditions that I absolutely loved his audition, and I even said to myself on the day that if he really brings it for the semi-finals, I think he's going to be the dark horse for the competition. And I always got that dark horse vibe from him since his audition aired. But this was amazing, and I deserve golden buzzer as well. Even though I thought CJ would be my pick, I can't complain with Harry getting it. So basically, for the semi-finals, we'll do quickly recap. He basically did we won't really go through it actually because it's quite long. So in the semi-final performance, he had Bruno, Alicia, and Amanda mix a bunch of several flashcards with a range of different things written upon each of them before providing KSI with an envelope to guard. He was literally guarding it, and then Harry chose three members of the audience to join him on the stage based off their seat numbers. Bruno, Alicia, and Amanda's list. Then he then had KSI pass the envelope on to Simon because Simon wasn't there on the audition because they actually filmed this because I know that they started filming in October. Then they had a break because Liam Payne's passing, but then did like a date for like the entire day. That was it before they went to the January auditions in Blackpool. So that was that. And then basically he passed it to Simon for him to open it, basically including, I can't even remember the seat numbers. They don't say it here on the list here, but basically included, if I can basically pass it to envelope, and then he basically, alongside the names of the initials of everyone sat in within the chosen seats, and then Harry got the first person select a celebrity. The second, a 3-digit number, and the second was a random destination. And basically, and I think it was no name. So then then Harry invited Jess, I believe her name was, onto the stage before playing the VT, where he predicted basically everything 2 days beforehand, and the mess of her partner of the last person, which was Jess, who had planned his wedding based for the predictions. And there was even a proposal as well at the end, which was so lovely. And honestly, after this performance, based on the reaction he got, I was like, "There's no way he's not getting that golden buzzer," especially with KSI. Literally, when he said, "I'll tell you what I think," I was like, "He's going to do it," and then he pressed the golden buzzer. And honestly, I cannot complain that Harry is through to the final from the golden buzzer, because I mean now we can relax as we've finally got a magician in the finals, which I've been wanting um, since the beginning, especially when we lost Eden Choi, who I thought was almost a guaranteed lock for the finals. But was eliminated in third place on his semi final. Then basically he was just hang on, sorry about that, folks. But honestly, he was just amazing, and I mentioned this in the auditions, but he is one of those magicians that not only I think has great confidence to him and the showmanship, but I love the way he interacts with the audience, and just it really adds to his charm and personality, and also just the climax. The build up, or the climax to the ending was just unbelievable, and just I mean, talk about someone who I have considered to be the dark horse in the competition, and I've always wanted to see a dark horse win the competition. And Simon literally said, literally, and I quote, he literally said to everybody who's in the final so far, you need to watch out because because basically Harry is the front runner. So basically Simon basically called him the front runner to basically win the whole thing. And honestly, after that performance from him, I would not be shocked at all if Harry did end up winning the competition, especially because we've yet to have a magician win, as we haven't had one since Richard Jones back in 2016, which was nearly 10 years ago, but 9 years ago now. So honestly, I would not be shocked at all, even though I want the Blackouts to win the competition. I would not be shocked whatsoever if he actually ended up pulling out the victory, and I do think he's got a shot as well, just because he has just got this such charm to him, and he is the type of magician I could totally see having his own show in Vegas. I could even see him at the Royal Variety. He would be such a great ambassador for the Royal Variety. Honestly, I would not be disappointed if he did end up winning the competition. I would literally be very behind that as well. So this was a deserved golden buzzer for me, and I'm very happy that he made the final, especially because I wanted him in the final, and I'm very glad he is. So good on you, Harry, for making the final, and I can't wait to see what you do next. Then we had Benita Chetri, the 9-year-old girl, the dancer from India, where she performed a dance routine to Eye of the Tiger by Survivor, basically doing martial arts that she included, and it was amazing. Her audition was amazing, but this performance for the semi-finals I thought was another level, like literally another level. So she performed a acrobatic martial arts styled routine up both on a set of staircase, the stage, and the front of the judge's desk to Destiny's Child's Survivor. It was a great song, and I mean, she was just outstanding as well. She really did blow me away with this performance. Amanda mentioned that she didn't think it's any confidence that basically the other way. She, but anyways, going back to that, KSI mentioned that it was so powerful, so fearless, and she took control of the stage and made it hers. Alicia even called her one of the best dancers she had ever seen on BGT. And I mean, honestly, I completely agree with her, because she would have been good. If she was like 20 years old, she would be good. But the fact she's 9 years old doing this routine, it's just absolutely impeccable. Just seeing her talent, just on the stage, and just it's just crazy to think that she's only 9 years old and being able to have the confidence to put this whole routine together, and just honestly, she is just this is honestly I truly think we're looking at a star right here, everybody. We really are looking at a superstar in the making. I hope honestly, she's another dark horse I could see being a potential dark horse, basically going into the finals. She honestly is just absolutely sensational, and that's all I can say is she was just sensational. And then we had Red Panda, the unicyclist and balancer, originally from China. So where she basically did a balance routine on the unicycle with basically tossing the bowls on her head. So for the semi-final, she basically invited Bruno up to toss the bowls to her. And she bounced them on the unicycle. She then bounced over her head. Basically, it was kind of similar to the auditions, if I'm honest with you guys, but it was still amazing. Because I mean, Antedek did in the audition, so she invited Bruno for a change, and just I mean, I have to say, basically, we're good. So basically, Alicia mentioned out of all the episodes, she was what she was doing was the most riskiest on live TV, and Amanda basically meant she was happy that's over, and she was also happy that it went well for her. And I just think, I mean, watching acts like these always leave me on the edge of my seat. Like every time I'm watching it live, I was even watching it live. I was just even thinking to myself, "Oh my god, she's actually doing this," and it was just crazy to watch the whole performance. And just what she's capable of doing is just absolutely unbelievable. But although I do feel it felt a bit samey to the auditions, but I can't take away um, her talent because she is just mind blowing and she is just someone who has raw, pure talent, and that's all I can say is just that she's just got this amazing talent, and this is definitely a show I definitely could see headlining in the future. She is what she's able of doing is absolutely just unbelievable. She really is unbelievable. So I honestly hope I do hope she has a career ahead of us in a few years' time because she's got so much talent, and I really hope we do see her have her own show because she is so good. And then we had the Lazy Generation, the stunt group from London. For context, they were on America's Got Talent back in 2022. Who are indeed bonkers, the Mars Central's favourite act. So he's probably going to kill me for what I'm going to say here. If you do see this, bonkers, I apologise. I do deeply apologise for what I'm going to say, because I know how much you love these guys. But honestly, I could just it was just painful to watch, like literally painful to watch. So just hang on. So basically, we'll recap the auditions. So basically, they did a kind of like like Olympics routine. Basically, they did like the long jump. Then they did a gymnastics, elastic gymnastics, and then they did like the treadmills, running on the treadmills with like the Lego toys, etc. Painful stuff. But the same performance, they basically did the Olympic Games, known as the Lazy Games, with events such as the Big Plug Race, which basically had basically members racing while stood on the plugs, basically running while like having like stepping on plugs. Painful stuff there. Basically, then they had basically the bowling ball shot put, where they had Simon Alicia push the bowling balls off ramps located behind the judges' desk, and they hit two members in the area. If you know, you know. Painful stuff. Then there was tennis, where they invited Anton Deck in front of the judges' desk, basically hit the members blindfolded using a tennis ball cannon, and they did the stinging nettle tug of war to end off. And just honestly, it was just madness. It's just madness to watch. I mean, KSI even buzzed the performance, but he actually buzzed Alicia's buzzer, if I remember correctly. He mentioned that he didn't think it was great, and that the King wouldn't want to see it, um, but Alicia also mentioned that it's ridiculous, it's stupid, but it really made me laugh, and it's just, it's for me, it's one of these acts that are like completely Marmite, and like you either like it, you don't like it. I just don't know what to think of these guys. Honestly, it was just, oh god, just. I'm just, I've kind of lost words right now. I just can't describe how in like how chaotic this was. Like the tug, like we were literally watching people getting hurt on stage for entertainment purposes. Like goodness gracious, like this is just insanity. Oh my god, honestly, just honestly, I've got nothing else to say other than it was just chaotic beyond belief. So we're just going to move on to the next act, just so we can just move on. So we're going to move on now, and we'll talk about Mano Han, the quick change artist from South Korea, whose audition I absolutely loved. You know, he did the changing routine with like the glasses. He did the outfits. He then did like basically. Um, he did like the tuxedo and the like the jacket and the shopping bags which was awesome. So this time he did a quick change routine consisting of using props located on stage to aid him in the changing his outfits and guarding his accessories before changing the outfit on a assistant who briefly joined him on the set, using one of the props to with his performance. And he also did like a portion where he kind of there was like this like screen with him, and then they basically swapped clothes, which I thought was amazing. Bruno mentioned that it was like fashion influencer magic because every sequence could have been something on social media. KSI mentioned that he smashed it and was so intrigued how everything basically changed in front of their eyes. And honestly, I think Manohan for me was definitely is definitely one of the acts I was definitely the most relieved to see in the semi-finals, as his audition was actually one I had been very anticipating on seeing when he was shown in the trailers and the promos. He was one of the acts I was hoping to see get aired the most. So I'm very happy he did, and the fact he made the semi-finals, I'm really am glad he did as well, because he was I just thought he was amazing, and once again, he really stepped up from the auditions. And he's another act I feel like could definitely have his own show in Vegas. He's brilliant. But I will say, um, I think him using the same song he used in the auditions, I think was a bit of a mistake, if I'm honest with you guys. But I still thought he stepped it up from the auditions, and it went right this time as well. Because if you remember in the auditions, he actually tripped over the step off the stair on the stage. He was basically walking down, but he tripped over the steps, and so it kind of went a bit wrong there. But he recovered well. I'm glad that no issues happened here, and I'm glad it went all fine. So I'm very happy for him. And I thought he did absolutely fantastic overall. I absolutely loved him. Absolutely thought he was brilliant. And then we had the final act of the night, which was Han and Fran, the singing duo from South Wales. Was it South Wales? No, North Wales. My apologies. Who did the ABBA medley? Who and they basically did in the audition. They did Take a Chance on Me, Dancing Queen, and Mamma Mia. All songs we love by ABBA, and I'm sure if there's anybody out there who dislikes ABBA, they are absolutely mental. That's all I can say to that. So they did that, and I was definitely surprised they made the semi-finals as well, because I thought they would. It kind of felt like a one-time act, if I'm honest with you guys. So I was definitely pleasantly surprised they made it through. But so they basically did a medley of One of Us, Waterloo, Voulez-Vous, and Thank You for the Music. All songs I love. The only one I didn't know was One of Us. That's one of the other songs I actually don't know. But Waterloo, Voulez-Vous, and Thank You for the Music, all songs I absolutely love by them. And they had backup dancers as well, which was really nice. Alicia mentioned that they definitely upped their game from the auditions. They looked fantastic. But KSI basically actually said that he thought that he just missed the ABBA phase. But he thought the vocals were great. Probably because he isn't a massive ABBA fan by the looks of things, because he's more like singing, rap, like kind of singing, rap kind of music. If you've heard his music. Of course, Amanda loved it because she's a huge ABBA fan. Excuse me. Um, but honestly, coming from a huge ABBA fan myself, I actually thought they definitely improved from the auditions, especially with the vocals, and the song choices were very good. I didn't really expect much from them, to be honest with you guys, but because I feel like the first time felt a bit of a gimmick, but I really enjoyed it this time around. So good on them for closing the night on a strong note, and they definitely really improved. You know, I generally thought they were really good overall. So I'm very glad that they did well for the semi-finals. So good on them. And then we had the results time where we had the top three being CJ Emmons, Hannon Fran, and Benita Chetri. And honestly, so Benita and CJ I knew would have been the top three, but Hannon Fran I did not have on my bingo card whatsoever. And I was very surprised they made it through to the top two, to the top three, especially because I thought Manho Han I thought was almost a guarantee for the top three, because I thought he was brilliant. So the fact he got out, I think he got fifth place, I believe. So that really shocked me. But we had the results, and the act that got third place, and all I can say is I am super hacked off with this because the act that got third place was none other than CJ Emmons. Literally the person who I thought gave the best performance of the entire series in the vocal category was sent home in third place. Honestly, you should have seen my reactions. That I was shocked by that when they said his name. He was going home first. I was just literally dumbfounded. Like I could not believe. I thought for sure he was going to be in the final because he literally gave the best performance of the night for me. His voice was amazing. And the range he hit as well was just outstanding. So the fact he got third place over Han and Fran, in my opinion, who I was surprised they made it to the top three, it was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. So yeah, honestly, shocker that CJ went home the way he did because I thought he was just outstanding. So I just hope we see him get a career or something because he is amazing. Then we had the results between Hannon Fran and Benita Chetri, and literally watching this result, I was praying for the act I wanted to go through, and thankfully this person went through, and it was none other than Benita Chetri. And let me tell you, the sight of relief I displayed when her name was called was literally just like, it was just a legit sigh of relief because I was just like, please, okay, out of the two options we have already, please be Benita because I thought she was amazing. She was her going through, I have no issues about because she really is just outstanding what she did. But I got to give props to Hannah and Fran for making the top three because definitely they would definitely actually weren't on my bingo cards going into the semi-finals. So good on them for doing what they did. Getting themselves to the top three. They did well, so I got to give them some credit for that. But honestly, Benita going through, I'm very much happy with. I thought she was sensational, and just another act I could definitely see being a potential dark horse to do well, especially because I know in 2023 we had Liliana Clifton make it all the way to the final, and she actually got to the runner-up spot. She was actually the runner-up. So could Benita do the same? I've got no idea, but honestly, this was a deserved result for her. I'm very glad she made the final, and I'm glad we got some variety now in the final because the past 4 weeks we had at least one singer make it through. So I was hoping for some variety this time around, and they very much deserved it. So I'm very happy about that. So that's it, guys, for this week's recap and review of the fifth and final semi-final of Britain's Got Talent Series 18. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Who were your favourite acts? I'd love to hear your thoughts. And the final is only a few days' time. I cannot wait. We have a very solid lineup as well. So we'll go through them quickly right now. We have the Blackouts, Vinnie McKee, Ollie Pearson, Stacey Ledbeater, Jasmine Rice, Ping Pong Pang, Joseph Chom, Hero Voice, Harry Moulding, and Benita Chetri. Now, I don't know if we're going to get a wild card this year. There hasn't really been many mentions of that. So I'm kind of I'm hoping there is one. But let me know also, who do you guys think is going to win the show? Who do you think is going to win series? Who do you think is going to win Britain's Got Talent this year? Now, for me, I can't see it being anyone else other than the Blackouts. Like, for me, the Blackouts are, the only number one choice I think would be generally worthy winners because I think they're just so unique what they do. It's such a clever act, doing. Hang on. Well, sorry about that, folks. I just had to do something to pause it, but I'm going to wrap this very quickly now. So, as I mentioned, I really want the Blackouts to win the show this year, as I think they're just so amazing, so unique, and just one of the best hooks we've ever had on BGC for us. Just so, and also I'm going to do my winner predictions and video be out tomorrow. So it'll be out on Friday. So stay tuned for that video. It'll be out Friday for sure. I'm hoping to get some time to do it before Saturday. But let me know your thoughts on the show, who you think is going to win. Again, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. Put notifications on, I would really appreciate that. But once again, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time.